Happy Sunday, you all. This is your girl, Gabby from Budlong Avenue Productions, and these are my thoughts on my review for Season 15, Episode 13. So now we're at the top 5. Lucy, Lux, Sasha, Anitra, and Mistress Isabel Brooks are our top 5, and it's getting pretty funky in here. Everyone is clamoring for the crown, and I just want to know who's going to go home today. First of all, I just want to say that this episode had a lot of emotional damage, and to the producer who thought it was a good idea to re-ask who's going home next, that question in Act 1, bravo. I love the drama, I love the stakes. I don't like the bullying of certain contestants and the lack of impartiality that's happening behind the scenes. It's bleeding through the edit, and if someone in Des Moines, Iowa is picking up on it, you best believe that me, a TV professional, definitely can see it too. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. For their Maxi challenge, their whole thing is they get 5 teachers. Each queen has to make the teacher in their image. So basically a family resemblance, kind of like what we saw in season 10 with Monet Exchange. Now, is it me, or did they cast these queens so they kind of looked like some of our girls? We had Mistress Isabel Brooks with the Latina, the first generation, a queer person. And then we've got Lucy's person, kind of had her bubbly energy and her Tracy Flick energy, just aimed to please. Sasha got the prettiest woman there. And Anitra also got a reserved half Asian, half white person. So it's just once again, if y'all really want to gag us, give us queens that are so different from each of these 5 queens that you can actually judge them on something. So this is what I'm talking about, making things easier for certain queens and not making certain things easier for other queens. That's we just don't need that level of manipulation from the producers, because it doesn't feel like these queens are being graded fairly. Things are set up and they're chosen so that their queen will do the best. And if they don't do well, there's always an open door to make them appear like they're doing good in the edit, even if they're not. The first thing I noticed once the queens met the teachers is that most of the girls had a connection with their teacher, except for Lux. I feel like Lux looked at this woman and got in her head because she felt like Lucy was throwing her under the bus. But my thing is, Lux, if you're a bad bitch, then it doesn't matter what that teacher looks like. You're a drag queen. And I get it. It's a hard challenge. You're putting on makeup, body, hair on this person who you've never met before. And you have to make them draggy and fabulous. So I get that that's hard in and of itself. For someone who speaks so highly about their confidence, I just didn't see a lot with Lux. And I felt like she looked at that woman and there was a wall. There was a wall preventing them there was a wall preventing Lux from connecting with the teacher, but I feel like the teacher did a great job of trying to connect with Lux, and I just wish there were more synergy there. So I already knew from the beginning she was being set up to either do very well in this challenge or be on the bottom. So yeah, I just love what Mistress said. My teacher is an art teacher, and art teachers are havens for the queer kids. I'd also like to add that English teachers are also havens for the weirdos, the queer kids, such as myself, because I was definitely an outcast in school and in my own immediate family. So Mr. Walter Sobchak was the teacher that made me feel like I wasn't a mistake. He was the first adult that made me feel like I belonged on this planet and that I was enough as I am. And I'm not sure if I would be here without him. So I am very grateful for all the love and support that teachers get. And I think teachers should be one of the best paid professionals in this country. I do not understand how we claim to care about children and we put teachers through the shit that they go through. Starting with the abysmal pay, starting with the having to dig into your own pockets to, supplement supplies for class, the active shooters, the disrespectful parents and their kids. Y'all have my support, And seeing the erosion of this educational system has definitely factored in my decision to not have children myself, because there's just no safe space. So I say all that to say teachers have the good teachers have my utmost respect, and you guys deserve more than what you're getting. And I hope that you get it soon, because you deserve it. And Ru is interacting with the queens and their babies, and Lucy says, I don't give a shit about what Lux says. And I feel like she shouldn't care, because this is not a fair competition, and Lux is like messy boots, and she will do anything to mess with someone psychologically. And people who do stuff like that, I don't give too much attention to anyways, because I see what you're doing. It's been a challenge for me to ignore the dumb shit that people say and do for my peace, and seeing Lucy struggle through that and just finally decide to not give a damn about what Lux said was very refreshing. What was the twist for to have all the queens, like the teachers, lip sync against? I don't get that. I guess it's just one more thing to grade the queens on, I guess I didn't understand that. That seemed like a time thing. Sasha's teacher mentions that she loves Laomi, and she kind of wants to embody that energy on the runway. And wasn't Laomi the queen that's been like calling out Anitra all season? So not Lux, but Laomi, child, I hope you're happy. You finally got your mention on Drag Race. Maybe you'll be a guest judge next season. Yeah, I felt like Lux's drag daughter was awkward, but I don't feel like it's her fault entirely. I feel like Lux was just so in her head about doing well that it prevented her from connecting with the teacher. And I think seeing that so early in the process made me feel like Lux might be in the bottom. The queens and their drag babies have a walk-off, and Mistress and Lucy's babies, they have a walk-off, and they're shit talking. And I'm just glad to see Lucy just not give it any, don't give it any merit. Just don't. To talk about the main challenge, first of all, I thought all of them did a good job. Nobody was horrible, but I'll just start with the standouts. When I saw Sasha and her drag baby, I gasped. She really was like a chip off the old block. They padded, and it really gave the full drag queen fantasy, and I was living. Mrs. Winterbottom, I don't remember her name, but she was so fun, and I loved that she was open, and their energies were very in sync. So it wasn't surprising to me when the teacher said she wanted to keep in touch with Sasha. I was like, of course, because they definitely hit it off. Anitra. She's a hard worker, but doesn't show the stress that she's under. Or at least that's what the edit is showing us. She also did a great job. Her drag baby and the mom did look like twins. They did look like sisters, more, less mother and daughter, but more like sisters. But the attention to detail, the makeup was on point. Mistress, the look was stunning. It was exactly, they did look like twins, and I appreciated. At the back of the stage, before they get off the runway, they do this little pose. They give us a little moment. It's like Mistress thought of everything, so congratulations with that. I still don't think she's going to win this challenge, though. Beautiful gowns. Luxe beautiful gowns. But again, there was a lack of connection that really took me out of the fantasy. So it was less about the look for me. With Lux and her drag baby, it was more like there was a lack of connection. And it showed through different hair. It showed through mismatching aesthetics. It just showed. So Anitra wins. Congratulations, Anitra. This is your second win back to back. You're definitely going to the finale, I feel like. So congratulations, good job. Again, I've said this before, Anitra is my personal winner, so I'm very proud of her. On the bottom two are Lucy Laduca and Luxe Noir London. I was expecting to see a show because of the tension, this rivalry that these two women had all season, but quite honestly, the lip sync, it just didn't give. Even though Luxe was definitely giving more choreography, more movement, we're both really fucking tired, and we just want to get this over with. So in the end, Luxe survives the lip sync. Lucy Laduca goes home. She's seriously upset about the critique she's gotten and the fact that she didn't make it to the finale. And her disappointment was palpable, and it very much gave Trinity K. Bonet when she got knocked out of the top 5 during All-Star 6. And I say all this to say, Lucy, you have nothing to be ashamed about. A common theme that that's come up with Lucy is her needing to make people proud. And I need that part of her that needs to prove her bullies wrong. Let that shit go. You've proven yourself. You've gotten on the top competition drag show in the entire world, and you made it to the top 5. You have every reason to be proud of yourself and to be grateful. And I'm praying that like you see the joy and you see the opportunities and not what you didn't get. Focus on what you have, Lucy, not what you think you've lost, because you have way more coming. So get ready. And Lucy, be keeping it real and saying, oh, I'm upset about what happened. I should have been in the finale. Great setup for her return on All Stars when she finally gets her redemption. Again, I hope she takes this time to grow so she can really snatch some edges. And we have to stop. We have to stop expecting Drag Race to be fair. Drag Race is not a competition show. It's a 60-minute commercial dressed up as a competition series. And the more that we, the audience, understand that, the producers understand that, and the queens understand that, we can all enjoy the show much better. So I'm rooting for you, Lucy. You were my favorite queen when the promos came out, and I'm so proud of you and how far you've come. I'm proud of all the top 4 girls that are still in the competition, and even the girls that aren't there. If you got on the show, that means you're a fucking star. So take this opportunity and run with it. You are loved and you are talented. That's it. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna run to WeHo and get some brunch, but I just want to thank you guys so much for talking with me, listening to my review. I'd love to hear your points and let me know what you think. So until next time, I'm wishing everyone a fabulous week. Be safe, stay loved, and knock out them goals, mama. Love you. Bye.